Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday. Week 6 start sit. I'm your host, H at Dynasty Buffs, and my partner is joining me today.
Max, FF Buffs.
Hope everybody's having a great morning. Gotta get that coffee in for the morning. All right, let's get the start sit questions.
It's showtime, folks.
All right, I'll start off with the injury report this morning. Quick updates for everybody. T. Higgins is in. Zay Jones is out. Obviously, we know about Deshaun Watson, Daniel Jones, Anthony Richardson. All the guys in red here listed, all are out. Saquon Barkley is expected to play tonight, but I have him in orange just in case. He's questionable, doubtful. Roshan Johnson, still think he's going to not play. Fire up Dante Foreman if you don't have any other options. Herbert, Burrow, Evans, everybody else is playing. OBJ is playing, obviously, right now with the game going on. Okay, and that's it for our injuries. Let's get started to our week 5 recap. All right, week 5 recap. Here's how we did overall with our boomer bust picks. Overall, we're pretty solid around once again. Did well with running backs, receivers, 50-50 on tight ends, 50-50 on quarterbacks this past week. And where we were wrong, here's our list. Like I said, we just missed out on some of the wide receivers, running backs, and a little bit of the tight ends. Not very much though. We did pretty well this week, this past week. Got to make sure we do a little bit better this week. Always try to shoot for 100%. Not always 100%, but we're always shooting for it. All right, what's the week 6 outlook? What are the current Vegas odds going on right now? Let's see if this switches. All right, week 6 Vegas odds. Tennessee's playing Baltimore. Baltimore's up right now. Atlanta, Washington, Chicago, Minnesota. Should be a good game. Cincinnati, Seattle. Another shootout. San Francisco, Cleveland. Feel bad for anybody that has San Francisco players this week you're going against. Houston and New Orleans, Jacksonville, Indianapolis, Miami, Carolina, Las Vegas, New England, Tampa Bay, Detroit, Los Angeles Rams, Arizona, New York Jets, Philadelphia, Buffalo Bills versus New York Giants, Chargers versus Dallas. Rounding out our Monday game. So a lot of the games right now, some fun ones if you're on the offensive side. Miami and San Francisco should be good. Should be a nice shootout for Cincinnati and Seattle. Another good game can be the Rams and the Cardinals. Fire up all the offensive players this week on all of those games. Some tough also the Bills. Fire up the Bills. Josh Allen week. Some tough matchups this week are, I think personally, Detroit and Tampa Bay is actually gonna be a good game. I think the Dallas game should be actually very enticing and surprising, as well as Atlanta and Washington should be another good game.
Yeah, they should be. I agree with those.
All right, and let's get to the start sit, and we'll talk about these here. All right, here are my rankings for the week. I'm very high on Josh Allen this week. I think he'll be quarterback 1. He has a nice, easy matchup going against the New York Giants. A little disappointing from Patrick Mahomes this past week. Lamar Jackson looks like he's doing pretty decent today. Justin Fields should have a nice game against Minnesota this week. Tua, Trevor, Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, all against studs this week for me in starts. Toss-ups this week are Matt Stafford all the way to Baker Mayfield. If you have some of those players on bye like Jordan Love and Kenny Pickett that you're starting, you might have to consider, guys like Dobbs today, Gardner Minshew. Even in my opinion, Jimmy G. I think Jimmy G can have a decent game this week. Some toss-ups I like with upside. Kirk Cousins and Matt Stafford. I think Matt Stafford should have a pretty decent game today against the Arizona Cardinals.
And he's
Why-
got Cooper Cup back as well to go with
Yep.
Bakua.
He's got Cup, Nakua, Kyron Williams has been pretty solid for him. I think Higbee is also playing today too, so it should be a good game for Stafford. I'm bullish on Dak Prescott this week as well on Monday against the Chargers. Should have a nice matchup. Some maybe surprise sits, maybe I don't know. Carr and Bryce Young. Even though Bryce Young is coming off that hot game last week, I'm lower on Bryce Young this week just because the matchup he's going against right now. So he's playing Miami.
Yeah, that could get ugly real fast for him. And if it does, trying to play from behind doesn't bode well for a rookie quarterback.
No, but I think it'll be good for like the wide receivers. Like I'm really high on Adam Thielen this week again. He's got to throw to somebody during these when they're behind. It might be really bad, so he might just be aired out. But I hope it's not so bad that they take him out and it's like Andy Dalton. But
Well,
that's
no,
what I'm
you're
most
right.
scared of.
But that's also the issue that Mahomes has, right? Because his receivers, a lot of times he's throwing the ball, they don't catch it.
But Thielen catches it.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that, yeah, you're right. Thielen does. Aside from him,
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I think that's why I'm lower on Young this week. I'm not sure if he's going to play the entire game, but I'm high on Thielen just in case Dalton comes in. I still think Thielen will play. All right, let's get to these RBs. All right, running backs this week I'm high on are everybody in green here, but ETN I'm high on. I think Eckler has a bounce back week and especially a nice matchup against Dallas. I think he'll be very good in PPR formats. And David Jamal Williams Montgomery, another one that it should have another good game, probably top 10 running back the rest of the year based upon what we're hearing. Raheem Mostert, I'm high on as well. He should have a nice game this week against Carolina. Kenneth Walker, James Cook. I think Swift should be pretty decent as well. That's kind of it. I'm really hoping Jonathan Taylor can get some more carries and get integrated in the offense now. Now we know that Gardner Minshew is going to probably be the starter the rest of the week or rest of the season with that Anthony Richardson injury report of him probably going to get surgery and not be able to play the rest of the season. So I think it'll be the JT show after this week. So maybe week 7 and on should be the JT show. But I have him and Zach Moss pretty like back to back. I mean, we saw Zach Moss go off last week.
Yeah.
I'm not going to make any bets on any of those guys this week again.
I think you'll see a split just like you have there. I don't think one's going to take over so much right out the gate, especially with Zach Moss's performance last week. Hey, I was the one predicting that Moss was going to get relegated to the bench.
I'm pretty sure. I feel like we all were. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'd be careful on that one. Jaguars don't have a great defense statistically. I expect both of those guys to split just like you have there.
If Saquon Barkley is 100% cleared, obviously we got to move him up. So I'll probably move him right above probably Breece Hall. Actually, probably above Pacheco is probably what I put Barkley at. Assuming he's healthy, he'll be Tyrod Taylor and Saquon Barkley, but I think it'll be Saquon getting everything because there's nobody else on that offense, and they have another tough matchup again against playing the Bills.
Coming back on a Sunday night against the Bills with you're the only game in town.
Yeah.
I like Saquon. I got him on one of my teams. I have to double check whether I started him or not, just because of the matchup and his questionable ankle.
But yeah, if he plays, if he's cleared 100% to play, yeah, obviously you start him. But the issue is, the late matchup, the night game. I mean, do you have any other options? I mean, I hope you have Matt Breida. If you don't have Matt Brady yet, then I mean, I don't know what to tell you. But use his handcuff. But I'm pretty bullish on Barkley as well. Some guys I'm lower on. Obviously, I mean Jeff Wilson Jr. is not playing. I think Deontay Foreman can have a decent game today in Chicago. They're going against Minnesota, not very great against the run, but I do think it'll be the Justin Fields show today. I'm pretty high on the tight end, Cole Kmet, this week. I'm starting him in 2 of my leagues, and I'm pretty bullish on him as well as DJ Moore. I think both of them can have good games. I'm not sure if Deontay Foreman will be the main guy. I think it'll be Fields running and then some handoffs to Foreman, but nothing explosive or crazy with points. All right, that's it for me on the running backs. You think anybody I'm too high on or too low on?
We'll get him in the
right.
boom bust.
All right, sounds good. Let's get to the wide receivers. And again, everybody in green, very good. From Tyreek Hill all the way down to Jordan Addison, for me, are all the way down are all starts. Some guys I'm high on this week are Calvin Ridley, Puka Nacua. I mean, obviously, all the guys in green. I'm also high on Adam Thielen. I also think Jordan Addison can have a better game that I'm actually having listed here at wide receiver 22. I think he can see a majority of the targets today from Kirk Cousins. I think him and Hawkinson should be very good against Chicago. I'm lower on Nico Collins this week. I think he is a great matchup against New Orleans, but I think he's going to receive the majority of the defenses and probably the New Orleans cornerback one. I think it'll be tough for him. Also, not having Tank Dell next to him, it'll be harder for him. He's going to get a lot of coverage. Same thing with Deebo Samuel. I think something similar is going to happen. I'm high on Jacoby Myers this week. I think him and Jimmy G have established a very solid connection. And I think he can actually be a top 24 wide receiver this week and probably the rest of the year. If he's still on your waivers, please go pick him up. He needs to be rostered. I actually like Zay Flowers as well. I know he's having a good game today. He had scored his first touchdown. He looked pretty nice. Some guys I'm lower on are Drake London, KJ Osborne, Tutu Atwell, Robert Woods, Jahan Dotson, and basically everybody else down there. And that's it for the wide receivers. You got any comments? Do you think I'm too high on somebody, too low on somebody?
No, just keep an eye. Devontae Adams, you'll see. There's not enough passes to go around for everybody. So between him and Jacoby Myers, Jacobs, something's got to give. I agree with you, Jacoby Myers. I got him in my leagues, and I start him. Adams, you'll see on the slides. I have him as one of my potential bust candidates, but
oh wow, okay,
we'll just see.
All right, sounds good.
Not because of skill, but just because of
just the
quarterback play. Yep.
All right, let's take a look at tight ends. All right, as I previously mentioned, I am high on Kmet this week. I think game script for him should be very nice. I think he should see a lot of targets and hopefully get some touchdowns. I chose to start Kmet over Gardner Minshew, Jonathan Taylor in my Scott Fishbowl league. And Kmet has been averaging about 20 to 25 a week. His lowest scoring game was 10 points. And, Gardner Minshew had his best game, week 3, was like 18 points. So I'm going to shoot all upside here. I'm going to hope Kmet gets, 5 targets and maybe a touchdown. Should give me a nice 25 points.
And that's in the Fishbowl, right?
Yeah.
Not standard PPR, just to clear.
But even in standard PPR, I still have Kmet as a top 10 tight end this week.
Yep.
So he's been dominating right now with Justin Fields. He's been very good with Justin Fields. I expected that to happen a while ago, and now it's actually happening now. So I think now is the time to say that he's probably going to be a top tight end. Maybe for the next 5 weeks, and then depends on the matchups after that. Not sure he's going to be start guy for every week and set it, forget it. But some guys that are obviously Travis Kelce, TJ Hawkinson, Mark Andrews, Evan Ingram. I think he'll have another nice game. And my guy, Sam Laporta, is cleared to play. He has that calf injury, but it's Sam Laporta. You gotta start him. You have to. He's a stud. Tight end 1 on the season right now. Absolutely dominating in Detroit. Just so much good stuff I can keep saying about this guy. I really like him. Some toss-ups for me are Goddard, Kittle, Kmet, Darren Waller, Logan Thomas, Zach Ertz, Ferguson, Kyle Pitts, and Dalton Schultz. Obviously, if you have guys out like Pat Freiermuth or Luke Musgrave is out, or you're dealing with some injuries, start some guys that were on waivers, or Logan Thomas, Ertz, Ferguson. I mean, I've even seen Kyle Pitts on waivers. So start them if you don't really have any options, but go by my rankings here. Here's what I have. And that's pretty much it for the Titans. You got anything for me? Am I too high or too low in players?
Well, I like Goddard this week because going up against the Jets, they got good cornerbacks. Certainly with Sauce, that's going to slow down a little bit of the outside receivers.
He's I don't think he's playing today, actually.
Oh, is he out?
Yeah, I think he's officially out. I think they said he's a concussion or like has illness. I'm not sure. He went on to Twitter. He said the other day that he's healthy, but he's not going to play. I don't know what that means. Maybe he got in trouble or something.
Yeah, I had him on a bubble. Goddard is a bubble bust, or not bust, but boom candidate this week. Just because, like I said before, the Eagles, for them to do really well and to fire up that offense, they got to use Goddard. And you saw what happened the last time I called it. They used Goddard right out the gate, and he did phenomenal. Sure did. And the Eagles did phenomenal. I think against the Jets to get going. Well, I guess I wasn't aware Ramsey's out, but anyway, he's on the edge, but you'll see some of that on the slide. But keep an eye on him. I still like him. I start him in my leagues.
Yeah, basically, don't listen to me when it comes to tight ends. I've been bad the past 6 weeks. They're like the hardest position for me to nail down. I'm like 50-50 on them every week. Sure, I mean, you have the top guys, but after that, it's like, oh, wow, welcome to tight end hell. This is horrible. So don't listen to me with tight ends. Actually, listen half of what I say when it comes to tight ends. Listen to what I say when it comes to QBs, RBs, and wide receivers. Okay, all right, let's get on to our defenses and wrap up with our Boomer Bust picks. So, obviously, if you've seen our waiver wire video, week 6, here's what we have on the defenses. San Francisco, Jets, Browns, Cowboys, Ravens, Lions, Saints, Eagles, Chiefs, Bills, and Jaguars. I think some surprises today for defenses. I think the Lions might surprise people again this week. I might have to move them up. I feel like I'm too low on them. The Eagles, I feel like I'm too low on them. I still really love the Browns, but they have a tough matchup this week against San Francisco. I think going forward, their schedule looks a lot nicer, and their defense has been great, numbers-wise, and eye tests as well.
Yeah, can't argue there.
I think the Chiefs' defense was kind of lackluster on Thursday. I think I might have to drop them down a little bit. I think I might have them too high now. Maybe because I'm like high on the Bills this week and Jaguars, but even numbers-wise, I'd probably have to drop down the Chiefs now.
Yeah, I'd keep an eye on Dallas, too. Much as of a Dallas fan I am, they just put Van Der Esch, their middle linebacker, on IR. And who's next?
Micah Parsons, right?
Yeah. I mean, who knows what they're going to be doing. If they use Micah Parsons as a linebacker as they talked about, then who's rushing? Did you hear anybody else get called in the last game against the Niners? No. For any pass rusher? I mean, they were triple teaming Parsons, so if they move him off the ball into the as a linebacker.
So you think you'll put Micah a linebacker than Mozzie Smith? I'm just kidding.
I saw one video where they had the center as a JV team. They had the center playing cornerback, and hey, he did good. He was out there against the little guy running back. It was pretty amazing. So that's kind of what you're saying they would do with Dallas. But he was the number 1 pick, so I guess they could put him anywhere.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I just say keep an eye on them because their depth at linebacker was already suspect going in. And then with Van Der Esch going out, I don't know how long they're going to be in the top defenses, particularly after last week.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe 4's too high. They have a tough matchup against the Chargers.
Yeah, numbers wise they do, but I suspect if their line holds up on the Chargers and Herbert's hand is not messed up, getting the snap and has a ton of fumbles, they could really get picked apart pretty bad.
All right, let's get to our week 6 defense options. Oh, okay. Let's say week 6, not 5. My fault.
Using the template.
Yeah, whoops. But no, these are right though. Okay, so some ones I started this week. Miami Dolphins were on waivers, and I think some of the Ravens were as well. Okay, Detroit. So I'm basically starting Detroit and Miami in pretty much every league I'm in.
So you're betting against Baker?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not betting against Baker. It's just that there's a lot of injuries right now in Tampa Bay, and I'm not sure how that's gonna turn out for them. I think it's gonna be a low scoring game, so maybe just in the teens. I think there's gonna be a lot of targets, but maybe not a lot of touchdowns. It could just be the Dave Montgomery show, but Tampa Bay's defense against the run is actually pretty good.
Yeah,
I think they're underrated, but the Detroit defense has just been great. I'm not sure what Mike Evans' hamstring is going to do right now. He might play a couple snaps and might not play. Obviously, he's older, and once you get in the game time, you get everything's faster, and then you might injure yourself. So I'm not sure Mike Evans will even be able to play the entire game today. New Orleans Saints. I think there'll be another good streaming option this week against the Texans. I think losing Tank Dell for the Texans probably hurt them today. I think, like I said earlier, Collins is going to have a lot of the coverage from Marshawn Lattimore, cornerback 1. Could be 50-50. Either CJ blows him out, or it'll be a low-scoring game, and it'll be a running back game all game.
Unless Schultz goes off.
Could just be Schultz and Damian Pierce Day, and it could be Alvin Kamara, and that's it. Maybe Taysom Hill.
Hey, Olave.
I'm not sure if I mean he hasn't been getting a lot of targets and receptions this week since Kamara's back. I think Carr's struggling. I still think he's probably got that AC joint injury that he's still dealing with. I still don't think he's 100%, but that's just me.
No, you're right.
That's all I got for streaming options here. Obviously, go by the rankings again. Go by those. Obviously, the Kansas City Chiefs already played, so throw that out the window. And that's pretty much all I got. Any defenses that you think are better options than what I got here? Or am I too low on anything?
No, I like the Lions, actually. I think Goff's going to have a good game. We'll talk about that in a minute. The Cowboys, I'd be suspect of starting them. I mean, not to say the conventional wisdom would be that, hey, they're going to bounce back after such a horrible beatdown, which you hope. As a fan, I hope that's the case. Do I have faith in McCarthy and his team? Maybe not so much. And, Jerry always puts his hands in it. It's the old Steinbrenner from the Yankees and the older folks out there that is always meddling, right? He's the ad owner. The Chargers, they have the offensive coordinator for the Cowboys. So he knows Dan Quinn on the defense, and he knows McCarthy. And the offense is based on his offense. Oh, my gosh. If there's ever a setup after a bye week for them to just get smacked down again if they don't bring their A game, that's it right there. So I like that game to watch just to see what happens as a fan. Because if there's ever a subsequent beatdown of a team which could destroy them for the rest of the year mentally, that's it right there.
Yeah, I probably am too high on the Cowboys. I mean, you did mention Leighton Vander Esch is out. I could actually mess up as well. And yeah, you did mention the matchup here. And obviously it's Herbert. It's Justin Herbert. Is Keenan Allen's back. I mean, QJ show, Austin Eckler's back. Yeah, I probably would have him probably too high. 4 might be too high. You can probably drop him down a little bit, given the new information. So yeah, good. All right, let's move on to look at some of the worst defenses. I mean, you check out the Week 6 waiver wire video on the defenses and the matchups. I'm just going to go over these briefly and then just keep moving on. All right, worst run: Broncos, Bengals, Giants, Steelers, Packers, and Panthers. Fire up Raheem Mostert. Fire up James Cook. Fire up Kenneth Walker. All right, worst defenses against the pass. I mean, I got the shirt on today. I am not a Dak Prescott fan, but today I'm riding with Dak on Monday. Should be a good matchup for Dak Prescott. He has zero excuses this week. If he plays like trash, he's trash. Like he's all those memes that you've seen. Dak played like what? Fill in the blank. That's up to you guys, not me. Like if he can't do it against the worst pass defense in football, then can we just please, as a Cowboys fan, can we just tank, please? We just saw Drake May and Caleb Williams play. We just saw Michael Penix Jr. light it up. Can we just tank for one of those guys and maybe restart? All right. Minnesota should be good for Kirk Cousins this week. Seahawks, another Joe Burrow game. I'm disappointed in Pat Mahomes this past week. He didn't do that great. Yes, the Broncos. It should be good for.
He played well. Point wise, he didn't deliver. I agree. He only got me 18 points or so. However, if you watch the game, he played well. He was Magic Man. He just had nobody. He had the assistant like, hey, I'm doing this magic trick. They couldn't even grab the cape and pull it off the cage to let the bird out or whatever. It's like, come on.
Yeah, his best receiver was Rashee Rice, who's a rookie.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not even, Sky Moore. I don't even get me started with that guy. He kills me.
Yeah, it was
wasted pick on my part.
It was. They just looked like they were just trying new stuff too. I don't know. That was just a weird week for them.
Yeah, they won.
Yeah,
and Kelsey. If you got Kelsey, he's on the chart. He's up there one by himself. He's in his own tier.
Oh wait, well. I don't know. Sam Laporta, he's right there, man. I put them both right there right now.
Still point wise, Kelsey's in a tier by himself.
Yes.
But Laporta's pretty good.
It should be the T-Law, ETN, Christian Kirk, Calvin Ridley. I don't know. It's Evan Ingram game. It should be a very nice game for Jacksonville. Trevor Lawrence has to deliver today. All right. Top 5 run defenses: Philly, San Francisco, Detroit, Cleveland, and Jacksonville. Part of the reason why I guess I'm a little lower on JT and Zach Moss. I mean, okay, let me say it again. I think both of them are great for the year. They're both doing great, but I'm not sure how it's going to be for fantasy purposes. And the matchup's also a little bit more difficult. So if it was all the Jonathan Taylor show, then yeah, start him. But if it's all the Zach Moss show, start him. But I don't know that. But also it's going to be a tough defense, so that's why I dropped him down.
Yeah, that's a good call because they have Mishnu. If I'm Jacksonville, what are you doing? You going to say, hey, Mishnu beat me? Or are you going to say, why don't you guys, Moss and JT, why don't you guys beat me? No, they're going to say, Mishnu, you throw the ball to beat us.
Yep. Completely agree. All right. And top 5 defense against the pass. Cleveland's number 1, followed by Dallas, Baltimore, New Orleans, and San Francisco. Should be it might be a tough matchup for Brock Purdy this week. But I think we'll have enough opportunities, a lot of opportunities because Deshaun Watson's out, that he actually might be a little bit better than I actually have him.
Agreed. That's what I was thinking. I have that same thought.
The Cowboys are playing Chargers. I mean, it's Justin Herbert. That dude carves up defenses like nobody else. So he's one of the best quarterbacks in football. I think he's the second best quarterback in football. He's gonna do great. He'll be fine against Cowboys. We saw how Brock Purdy did with them. I still think Herbert's a guy you have to start. He's gonna be good. Baltimore. So yeah, Ryan Tannehill is playing like trash. Like even today, like garbage. Not good. I don't even know why I haven't put him like 30th, 28th. I think this week he's not. I was totally out on them. Totally out on their offense this week. I even had Derrick Henry pretty low. Houston. Yeah, it'll be tough, right? It'll be tough for Stroud today. Here's a good matchup to see if Stroud's the guy. It'll be tough for Nico, so I have them down as well. And Cleveland, dude, if PJ Walker is going against San Francisco, I mean, I don't want any part of that offense. I'm out basically on everybody in Cleveland for the offense. Defense, still good. All right, and that's all I got for these. Let's get to our Boomer Bust picks for week 6. All right, here it is. Here it is. I'm riding with Dak. I thought I'd never ever say that in my life, but for fantasy and the numbers wise, 16.2. Nah, I think Dak can do, more than 16.2 on Monday. So ride with Dak. I'm not saying he's going to be amazing. I'm just saying he's going to be better than his projections. Allen, Stafford, Trevor Lawrence, and Jimmy G. Jimmy G against his old team, bro. I'm all in on Jimmy G this week. I think he can get 13. That's 2 TDs. That's nothing. That's easy.
Yeah, I didn't start that one. I agree with you on Dak, Josh Allen, Matt Stafford, and T-Law. I just couldn't do the Jimmy G.
It's fine. And then my bust for the week.
Not opposed to it, but I just couldn't jump on that train.
My bust for the week are Mayfield, Dobbs, and Cousins. So I actually like Cousins this week, but 20 points is
a lot.
And
without Jefferson, right?
He does not have Jefferson. And Madison is medicine, bro. Dude is absolute trash. I have no idea why. I have a love-hate relationship with Alexander Madison. If you guys have been watching the show, you know that I go back and forth with him every single week. But I still like Kirk Cousins. You still start him, but don't expect 20 points. Expect like 18, 19. All right. Anybody, anything you got for me on these Boomer Bust picks?
Yeah, flip the slide. I'll give you my 2.
So we got Goff.
I think Goff's going to be 13.9. He's going to get 2 touchdowns.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I just think he's going to get 2 touchdowns thrown. Yes, Montgomery's in there, but I think he's going to get some throws.
ESPN has Goff at 13.9?
Yeah, I just looked it up. I mean, that's
wow.
I thought that was low.
That is low.
So if they're projections, let me just double check it. I don't want
to. Even if it's 15, I'd probably pick Goff too. That's
what I got. Yeah, that's just double checking.
I don't know. ESPN's weird, man. They have some weird projections like every week. Some of the craziest projections I've ever seen.
Yeah, Goff 13.98.
Wow.
So
okay,
I'm going with Goff on that one, and then Zach Wilson. I was talking about the other day. Is he going to get two throwing touchdowns against the Eagles? I think it's going to get ugly.
Yeah, I think it'll be bad for him too.
He could, but I if he beats that, I'll be surprised. Not because he can't and hasn't been playing well. It's just against the Eagles. I think they're going to get behind, and it's just going to be feasting on Wilson.
Yeah, I've been putting Zach Wilson on bus lists for like weeks. I didn't put him on this week just because I was like, I mean, I think now that Breece Hall is 100% healthy and he's been getting a majority of the carries now, I think that he'll actually be his safety valve for the week. And I think he could actually get to 13 points. I think you'll see Breece Hall have 1 rushing touchdown, probably 1 reception touchdown, maybe. It's a flip or flop for me for Zach Wilson, but I like that pick. Should be fun.
We'll see. I mean, it's the Goff I feel strongly about. The Wilson, I just think because of the matchup against the Eagles.
Yep. Oof. And it'll be tough against the offense too, right? That offense, Philadelphia offense, is something else. But are we going to really force Zach Wilson to throw the ball? Yeah, they're definitely going to force Zach Wilson to throw the ball. So he could be pick city, or he could be. They could be smart, right? The Jets could be smart, and they can just run the ball and keep the game like really low, scoring. That way they can actually have a good game. I'm surprised you don't like Jimmy G this week, man.
I just, he's been playing injured, so he's not 100%. And I just, I mean, he hasn't been playing 100%. He hasn't been playing bad, but he hasn't been playing great either.
I get it. He's going against Bill Belichick, his second old coach, his first coach that picked him up and drafted him.
And traded him, right? He blew him out of town, so he knows the deal.
But Jimmy G is the most winning quarterback like ever. No, I think he can get. I'm high on Adams this week. I'm high on Jacoby Myers. I mean, Jimmy G had, I think, 12 points last week. I think he can get 12 points and 13 points again this week. I think he'd be fine.
I think Belichick's going to move the coverage. Like the stuff he used to, you probably yell at him in practice. It just made him into there and say, you never learned. You never learned why I blew you out of town. We'll see. That's why I didn't say no. I just couldn't sign on and jump on that trade. I just have a hard time jumping on that one.
That's good. It's always good to have a little friendly discussion on that. Okay, let's move on to RBs. So I got James Cook, Kenneth Walker, Travis Etienne, Breece Hall, and Brian Robinson. For my booms, and my busts are going to be Montgomery, Kyron Williams, Jerome Ford, and Gus Edwards. So I like James Cook this week. Should have a lot of opportunities now that Daniel Jones is out and that the Giants are just trash. They're really bad. They're in the running for Caleb Williams or Drake May right now. Kenneth Walker should have a really nice matchup this week against Cincinnati. He's been good this year. He's been, top 15. He's developing as a pass catcher. I think we might see a little bit more of Charbonnet going forward. I think it'd be 50-50 split. That way they're both healthy and they can make a nice play out from. I think he'll be getting some, maybe, touchdown, rushing touchdown, a couple of receptions. I think he can get 16, 17 points. Etienne, I think, is going to have a big game today. Breece Hall, it has to be the Breece Hall show again. It has to. If they don't, they're going to get destroyed.
Yeah, I agree with that. As you see, I didn't asterisk that one or the Cook one just because I don't like the matchups. Cook, you'd think, they're going to get up on them ahead of time and go to the Giants, but I think out of respect, the Giants will probably just do their best to stop the run and say, okay, we got torched by Josh Allen.
And then Daniel Jones isn't playing. I don't even know if Barkley's going to play. I mean, he says, but dude, it
was Barkley. They may have Barkley the single win playing the quarterback like he did those games. He might. It's that you could say Cook, but I mean, he's not like a bell cow. So I don't know if they're going to use him like they would. Breece Hall, love Breece Hall, great athlete, great running back, fantastic against the Eagles with Zach Wilson. I couldn't sign on that train either. Oh, Montgomery. I love Montgomery, but 3 touchdowns probably not going to happen. Actually, his opponent is Tampa Bay, not Detroit. He's with Detroit, right?
Oh, yeah. Whoops.
Anyway, Kyron Williams, I think he might actually be able to do a couple touchdowns against Arizona. He is a bell cow. So I didn't jump on that train. I don't disagree, but
I can't put Kyron that high because
no, I'm not saying you should. I just didn't want to go with a full endorsement on that one because he could surprise you. That whole
yes, but Puka and Kupp have been dominating targets underneath and out deep.
But again, if you're the Cardinals, who are you going to have beat you? You going to let Stafford beat you, or are you going to let Kyron Williams beat you?
You want Kyron to beat you, but Stafford has been dicing up defenses, and Puka, Nacua, and Cooper Kupp are legit.
Yeah, if I'm the Cardinals, I'm going to do a nickel and a dime. Go ahead and beat me, Kyron, because I am not going to let Puka and Kupp go ahead and card me up with the Super Bowl winning quarterback.
I hope they actually use Kyron this week and he actually gets targets out of the backfield and Stafford not miss him on the throws because last week he struggled.
Yeah, I have Kyron. I start him. So he may. I hope he's not a bust. Maybe it's a hope on my part.
Me too. I
see your point. I mean, 18-8 is a lot of points, but I hope he beats it this week.
I have him in Scott Fishbowl. I've been starting him every single week, and I've been watching him closely. I see the changes in the offense that Sean McVay is going towards, and it makes me a little bit nervous. 18.8, I think that's probably too high. I think 15 points is a little bit more.
Just for a recap, he had 17 against Seattle, 28 against San Francisco, 8 against Cincinnati, 27 against Indianapolis, 7.7 against Philadelphia. So Arizona, what's Arizona? Is Arizona a Seattle, a San Francisco? Or are they a Cincinnati or Indianapolis? Even then it's 50-50 with Cincinnati, Indianapolis.
They're right in the middle for defenses for sure.
So if you figure you split the difference between 27 and 7 as high, or 28 and 7 is highest and lowest, he's right about that edge. So I don't disagree, but I'm hoping he might be able to beat it and have a flash game. But that's my thinking. But yeah, that one's a toss up.
All right, I'm low on Jerome Ford and Gus Edwards. So Jerome Ford, I'm not touching that offense on Cleveland at all. They're going against San Francisco. Pass. And then, I mean, obviously the Ravens aren't playing right now. I have no idea what the current score is, but I made this on Friday. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't even know where they're at right now, but I thought it was just going to be the Lamar Jackson show as well as the Mark Andrews show. I have no idea if Gus Edwards even did anything or not.
Yeah, I have one of those guys in the league, and I think I started Justice Hill this week just because I know he's a little bit more explosive, but that's a horrible situation. I have no running backs. I have no options.
Time to make some trades. All right. And here are your picks for the week. Oh, whoops.
Yeah, look at my boomer bust. I'm going big on this one.
So bust is McCaffrey this week. Explain.
Only because it's 22.71 points for the game against Cleveland's like one of the top run defense. And now I suspect that what they'll do is Purdy will have to throw it up a little bit more. And McCaffrey, great, but he has not had that much scoring points. Here, I'm going to pull it up right now. If you look at his history.
Yeah, and if they get ahead by a lot, right? I don't think he's going to play. They'll probably put Jordan Mason in, or I don't know if Mitchell's playing, but they'll probably put somebody else.
Yeah, I wouldn't use McCaffrey to be my bell cow. I mean, he's gotten the points done. Here's what I'm risking. I'm going to tell you. Against Pittsburgh, 25.9. The Rams, 22.5. New York Giants, 22.9. Arizona, 48.7.
All of them are bad defenses for sure.
Dallas, 13.8.
Okay, they're decent. I think Cleveland's better against the run, so
I do too.
Totally fair.
And I think that's why I just because of the point total, 22.7 is a lot. I mean, he's going to get his touchdowns. He'll break a couple, but if they get ahead because they don't have Deshaun Watson, I don't think he'll be in the game the whole time.
They don't have Deshaun Watson. They don't have Nick Chubb. I know Elijah Moore is still dealing with injuries, and I'm not sure about the offensive line. Yeah, I think that offense is just bad. So
it's not a knock on McCaffrey. It's just the points.
Yes.
Strictly the points.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. And let's get to our wide receivers. All right. So CeeDee, I'm riding with Dak on Monday. I got to ride with CeeDee. I'm not even, I don't think I've ever ranked them or ever in boom or bust at all this week. I had CeeDee as a bust last week. I had Pollard. I've been down on the Cowboys, but I mean, I think they can do it this week. That CeeDee Lamb 15.3. I think CeeDee can get 17. I think he'll just get tons of targets this week, and Dak's going to feed him.
Certainly got the talent.
All right, so I picked Olave this week. It has to be the Olave show if New Orleans wants to beat the Texans this week.
Yep.
They didn't use him at all last week, at all, and he was on my bus week. I believe that the coaching staff in New Orleans will make the decision to go, okay, Kamara is great, but if we need to actually win this game, we got to use a receiver. So it should be
Taysom Hill. They do. You never know what they're doing down there in New Orleans.
It has to be Olave. It has to be Michael Thomas this week if they want to win. Calvin Ridley. All right, I'm just high on the Jags. They have to play well this week. This is an easy matchup for them.
They've had some tough ones, to be fair. They've had some tough defenses. I hope this is a breakout game for Lawrence. You know how big I am on them on the Jags. I got a lot of the Jags.
Same.
I got Lawrence on all my teams except for one. All my fantasy teams, I have Lawrence, and I'm big on him. I get trade offers and said, nope, I'm holding on to him. And if he screws me this time, he's a bum. No, I won't say that joke, but he's actually pretty good, and I have high hopes for him, and I'm going to hold on to him for a bit, but he better perform.
I got the trio in Scott Fishbowl. I got Lawrence, I have ETN, and I have Calvin Ridley. I literally go boom or bust every week with the Jags with that trio every week.
I think they're getting better each week as a team. They don't necessarily get flashy, but they're getting better, just like the Eagles' defense is getting better.
Yes. Brandon Ayuk, I think he'll have a good game this week against Cleveland.
Yep, agreed.
Guys, I'm lower on Mike Evans. I think Tampa Bay said he's 100% clear on the hamstring injury. We know that he always has a history with hamstring injuries. He's like 30 now. He's older. I'm not sure if his body can hold up. He's
I'm just joking.
Old, but he's old for football. And I don't think he can actually get a full workload today. And then also the matchup against Detroit is tough. 17 points is too much for me. I would have to move Baker up to if I actually believed in this. But
no, I agree.
Lower on Evans, Garrett Wilson. We need to stop ESPN with putting Garrett Wilson like 15 a week. I love Garrett Wilson, the talent, one of our favorite guys in Dynasty, and definitely say he was the first round pick, deserved it. But Zach Wilson is not it. We know that it's always going to be Garrett Wilson as number one. Philadelphia knows that. It's going to be tough for Garrett Wilson this week. Should be the Breece Hall show and not the Garrett Wilson show. If it's the other way around, the Jets are going to get destroyed.
He got 8.4 points against Denver.
But the talent, he's great, but his situation is just so garbage that I just can't do it.
No, I got you. I'm just saying against Denver, he only got 8 points. He should have got more against Denver. And he's up against Philly. I just don't.
Yeah. And then D-Hop, I mean, Tennessee is just trash, bro. I'm sorry. This week, they had a tough matchup against Baltimore. So I'm not sure what he's at right now, but I've been out on Tennessee this week due to their matchup and Ryan Tannehill just not being good. I think Derrick Henry, he's still great. Still top 25 running back, but he doesn't look as dominant as he looked last year and the year before. I think next year you're going to see the fall off, but I think he'll be fine the rest of the year, but I just can't against
that's a lot against Baltimore. 2 touchdowns is not going to happen.
All right, and then we'll get to yours here, and I'll wrap up with tight ends and be done.
Oh yeah, it's a little bit different here. I have McLaurin against Atlanta. If Washington's going to beat him and they're going to play well, it's got to have McLaurin in there. They haven't been using him as much, so either Hal uses him or he doesn't. I think he's going to, because Hal's he's getting better up and down. Not a huge breakthrough quarterback, but he's serviceable, and I think he can get McLaurin at least a touchdown and a bunch of reps, so he'll beat the 11.5. Again, Devontae Adams, they had him down for 19.64 against New England.
Wow. Okay.
I don't think he's going to beat that. It's a
Fair.
lot. It's a lot of points. Not because he can't, not because he's good, not because they're playing well. That's just a lot of points for Devontae Adams. They're number one. The wide receiver one for the team.
Okay. Sorry to interrupt you. I got an emergency question.
Yep.
Stafford or Trevor Lawrence? I have Kupp and Puka Nacua in my lineup. Okay. So for me, start Trevor, Kupp, and Puka.
Agreed. If you don't have a shot to win, you're thinking you're on the low side, then just roll the bones and go with Stafford and everybody, because you're going to triple up on them. If the receivers do well, you're going to do well. But like we said, I think that they're going to try and stop the receivers there and go with, make me beat me on the run, Stafford and team. So you're better off with the hedge if you're close and it looks like a close matchup. But if you're behind and you're playing the number one guy, you might as well just roll the bones, because go big or go home. But I would probably split just like H said. Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence, he should get you 20 plus this week. Kupp, Puka should get you 13 to 15 plus. Not saying Stafford is going to have 25, all that, but it's a lot easier for the receivers to get points than it is the quarterbacks. Trevor Lawrence has that ceiling, has that matchup this week. Not sure if Stafford does. Okay, yeah. Finish what you're saying about tight ends or receivers.
Oh, I just Devontae Adams. I just think with the other options of Jacoby Myers coming in, I don't think Devontae Adams is going to be the guy for 19.6 against New England with Belichick trying to stop Garoppolo.
Fair. I think that might be too high, but I'm high on Jimmy G because he's a big 13.
Just throwing that out there as consideration. These are sleepers. Mine are all sleepers. So H and I agree on most.
We'll just put yours up and mine at the same time because we got to wrap up here.
Okay.
Top 5 boomer bust picks. Tight ends. I got Sam Laporta, Travis Kelce, Mark Andrews, Logan Thomas. For my busts, I got Hunter Henry, Darren Waller, Jake Ferguson, Dalton Schultz.
I don't bet against Schultz.
Just remember what I said. Remember what I said. I said 50-50 me with tight ends. I myself have no idea because tight ends, I don't get it. You think if you just be normal and the coaches just play regularly and they go, this is what I have to do today. Okay, my tight end needs to get maybe 2 targets today. They go, nah, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to feed everything to the tight end today. And you go, all right, well, whatever. The guys consistently putting out are Laporta, Travis, Mark Andrews. I think Logan Thomas can be a surprise today against Atlanta. It's pretty clear that Sam Howell's been using his tight end as well as Curtis Samuel. I have no idea why he's not using Dotson or Terry McLaurin. I agree with you, the fact that if they want to win today, they have to use Terry McLaurin.
I think it's just the coverage. What they do is they double him, and then he goes away from him right away. He just goes to his reads quickly, and that's typically what happens. But I think Logan Thomas could do well, and I think Kyle Pitts can go well on the opposite side of the ball against Washington. They haven't used him, but man, if they don't get him a touchdown,
he looked good
and some catches. Are you kidding me? If they use their blocking tight end as their receiving tight end, and it's not named Kyle Pitts, then I will be done with Atlanta in their whole tight end program because they should just trade Pitts. I'll just say that every day. And I won't bet against Schultz because Schultz, he's right about where he should be, though. So 9.0, I didn't disagree. I didn't put him as a boom because he's right. He's at least good for a touchdown, some reps. He'll be right around 9. They actually upped his average for the week now, so we'll see.
You know, I love Kyle Pitts. He looked good last week. All they did was they let him do banana routes on the left. And he was wide open every time, and Ritter finally threw to him, went, I can throw a football now. So just keep doing this. Keep blocking with Jonnu Smith on the right, have Pitts line up to the left, and do this, and do 50-50 ball. Do catches every time. He had like 8 catches on 11 targets.
Well, I like him. I hope he does well.
Feed him.
You're right. We only have a couple minutes here before they start, so.
All right, and lower on Hunter Henry, Darren Waller. Darren Waller is going with Tyrod Taylor going against the Buffalo. We know that the Bills are going to be covering Darren Waller. We got to stop putting Waller at 11 or 12 a week. That's too much. Ferguson, I may be too low on, but I'm high on CD. It has to be the CD Lamb show. It has to be the Tony Pollard show against the Chargers. If it's not, Dallas is going to lose.
Agreed, because the coordinator, right, the old offensive Kellen Moore, he knows Dax likes to throw to the tight ends. He knows the system goes. He made the system. I love Jake Ferguson, and I always say he gets the targets, and he will still get targets because they have no other option but to get targets to him.
Yeah, they do.
But he's not going to get 9.8. No, they do.
They got Luke Schoonmaker. It's good.
Hey, he's got a touchdown. He's got more. Well, I guess he got the same amount of touchdowns as Laporta.
Laporta has like
I'm just saying
4.
he's got the same amount of touchdowns. But they did move. They put Hendershot down on the IR, or I think he's on the IR.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
So they brought up I forget his name, but I should know this, but I can't remember. But anyway, Ferguson, yeah, he's going to get the targets. Will he get a touchdown? I think it'll probably go to the other guys too. So I agree with you on that one.
All right, and that wraps up our show for our Week 6 start-sit rankings with our top 10 defenses. Thanks for tuning in the show. Thanks for the questions. Hope we all get our W's this week. Make sure we win. Always trying to get in the positives. Let's have a good football Sunday. Enjoy every episode of that we do. Thanks for everybody that's been following us. If you're new here, please like our video, subscribe to our channel, comment for the algorithm. Follow us both on Twitter. Follow me at Dynasty Buffs and follow my partner Max here at FF Buffs. We love answering questions. We love talking Dynasty as well and Devy/college football. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, we are out.
See ya.